So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm up with the next question of the top 150 interview questions of the lead code. So let's get started with the next question. Just give me a bit of time. My computer has got hanged. So the next question of today is best time to buy and sell stocks, part 2. In the previous video we have solved the part 1 of this question, and today we are going to solve the part 2 of this question. So let's get started. So you are given an integer array prices where prices of I is the price of a given stock on the ith day. On each day you may decide either to buy and or sell the stock. You can only hold at most one share of the stock at any time. However, you can buy it, then immediately sell it on the same day. Find and return the maximum profit that you can achieve. Find and return the maximum profit that you can achieve. So let's go through the first test case. So we are given the prices array and the total out and the maximum profit that we can achieve is 7. So let's go through the explanation once and then we will get started with the question. So buy on day 2, okay, and sell on day 3. Profit is 5 minus 1, 4. Then buy on day 4, okay, and sell on day 5. Profit is 6 minus 3, 3. So total profit is 4 plus 3, 7. So after going through this explanation and something like that, what we can see, we have to basically return the total profits that we can achieve. We have to calculate the total of the profits which we have to calculate the total profits during a transaction that will happen. So basically the total of profits that will happen in a profitable transaction. That's what the meaning of the question states, right? So let's get started with the question. So as you can see that I have already drawn a graph for this question, right? Why I have drawn a graph? Because when I have gone through the explanation of this question, I got a clarity that if I have to observe a pattern for the profitable transactions, I need to observe something like when my value will rise, when my value will fall. So in order to determine the prices or the nature of the stock correctly, that's why I have gone with this method of explaining with the help of a graph. So let's get started. So what will happen during the transaction of day 1 and 2? Our value of stock on day 1 is 7 and our value of stock on day 2 is 1. So if I suppose to buy my stock on day 1? So my buying price will be 7 and selling price will be 1. So what is the net profit? It's minus 6, which means a loss. So will this transaction be considered in a final answer? The answer is no. So what is the conclusion? That we will not buy our stock on day 1. That's it. So continue further. So talking about day 2. So as you can see that value of our stock on day 3 is 5. So at this point my buying price would be 1 and selling price would be 5. So net profit in this transaction is positive of 4. So can we consider this positive of 4 in our answer? Pretty good. Yes. Because we are having a profit, right? So let's continue further. So suppose if I think of buying my stock on day 3, right? And then think of selling it on day 4. So at this point my buying price would have been 5, selling price would have been 3. What will be the net profit? Minus 2. So a loss in value of 2, because at this point my value is 5 and the and the very next day the value of my stock fell to 3. So what will happen? It's a loss. So will this transaction will become part of our answer? The answer is no. So we will continue. So let's go to the next value, which is 3. Okay. So can we consider buying 3 and selling? So can we consider buying the value, buying the stock on day 4 and sell on day 5? I think yes, because at that point our buying price would have been 3, selling price would have been 6, and we'll have a net profit of plus 3. So a big yes that we can buy on day 3 and buy on day 4 and sell it on day 5. And will this profit contribute to our answer? The answer is yes. So let's move further. So talking about day 5. So will you consider buying the stock on day 5? Given we are already having the future values of stock with this, the answer is no, because immediately on the next day we are observing a fall in the value of our stock. Our stock has value of 6 on day 5 and it has reduced to 4 on day 6. So basically we are observing a loss of 2 rupees, or we can say 2 rupees or $2 in the value of stock the very next day. So will you really prefer to buy on high price and sell it on low price? I think the answer is no. So this is not a viable transaction to be considered. So what we have actually done in whole of this process, we are buying our, so in order to achieve, so let's just discuss that in order to achieve a profit, what we will do, we will basically buy the stock at its low and sell it on its high. So during this transaction, what is happening? We are buying the stock on low and selling it on high. During this transaction of green marked with 3 and 6, we are buying on low and selling on high. So what would be our answer? We are buying plus 4 and plus 3, which will equal to 7. So the maximum profit that we can achieve during this transaction is 7. So let's code this problem. Okay. So let me assume that my n is the size of the array and I have an answer variable to be 0, and ultimately I have to return my answer. So let's get started with the first value. Since I'll take variable difference, where I will code my prices of I, where I will basically check the value, the next value of the future and then the current value, the previous one. If my difference comes out to be greater than 0, I will simply add my difference to the answer, else I will not. So let's just run this code, and yeah, it works fine. So let's submit it. And well done, we have done this code in 0 milliseconds. Okay, that's fine. So during this discussion I forgot to mention about the time complexity and the space complexity of the code. So this difference, so determining this profit and loss, so what are we doing? We are basically doing whole of this operation in O of n time complexity, and since we are not using any extra space, I think it's hardly a variable difference that I have took. But if anyone doesn't want to take that also, we can simply have a solution to it. I can simply write that what I can do, I can simply copy this. I can simply copy this in my if condition. If it turns out to be greater than 0, I'll simply add it to my answer. So if someone thinks that I am continuously declaring this, even we can prevent this also, but for the ease of clarity I have done this, right? So basically, even if we take a variable or not, it hardly matters. We are actually doing our operations in O of one space. So that's what the thing is. Okay, so we are done with this question. I hope you have liked the way I have taught this question. If you have liked, please do like and subscribe my channel. It will really help to me, and share it with your friends as much as possible. And if you feel that I have missed out something, please do mention it in the comment section. I'm happy to improve myself, right? So if you want to connect with me on other topics apart from DSA, apart from algorithms and everything like that, you can connect with me on platforms mentioned in the description as per your convenience. So okay, bye guys, keep watching my videos. Please do like and subscribe my channel. It will really help me a lot. Thanks. Bye bye.